Hi, this is My Gaming Addiction, and I've got another design for you. Even better than the 3 layers in what would be 2, or way better than the 5 layers in what would be 2, which is actually a sham. This is 4 layers instead of 2, and it really is 4 layers. It takes 60 rockets just to get into the base with this setup. So you can see it works fine with square foundations as supporting foundations. It also works fine with triangles supporting foundations. It's all about this high foundation here, guys, and that gives us the option of having the high step foundation, and also just makes a lot of other cool options with roof exploits as well. But we're not using roof exploits for this one, but we are starting off our build with a high triangle foundation. It's got to always start with a high triangle foundation. Did you know that a high square foundation just doesn't actually snap as high as a high triangle foundation? Can't exactly demonstrate it scientifically here, but you can probably see pretty easily with your eye that a triangle foundation is a lot higher than a square foundation on the highest level. I think it has to do with how long these legs are and how deep they go into the ground. So actually you can see that too. So it's the way that the models are built. So if they ever wanted to patch this, they could just fix it right there. Please don't patch it. All of my bases depend on this, except for a couple designs that are still yet to be published. But I want to make sure that you start with a triangle foundation on the highest height. I'm going to show how to make this in a moment. Let's come over here and see a concept build of how this could be useful. All right, so right here we've got 1 layer, and then if you just no clip inside here, that's the last layer there. Okay, so this is layer number 4. All right, this would be layer number 3. And then beyond that, you have your roof piece. That's layer number 2, and layer number 1 would be right here. So just for fun, we put some honeycomb on the outside. Let's break that off to show what this design really is made of. 60 rockets protection. Here we go. 15 rockets, no splash damage on the next layer. Another 15 rockets, again, no splash damage on this layer, and even these guys were protected. All right, that's 45 rockets, and take a look. Yes, these guys took some splash damage, but this guy has taken none. So this is our 4th layer here for 60 rockets. Finally, after 60 rockets, we're inside the base. So 60 rockets, not including the honeycomb that you want to put on the outside. With the honeycomb, it makes it 75 rockets just to get into the base. This inner area here, you could close this up to make it a total of 90 rockets. All right, you totally could do that. If you want, you can slow them down, but still make this, internal honeycomb area useful by, placing furnaces or the storage units. There's lots of ideas for different footprints. This one's pretty large, so I want to show you just the general idea, and you can maybe figure out how to do a nice little solo base with it. So number 1, you're going to want to find a flat area. You might think ice or a road. No, don't do ice or roads. The models that they use for that are, I guess, there's an empty area underneath the ice, an empty area underneath the road, away from the actual world's map. So it makes the foundations think that they're not actually in the ground. So you got to find a flat area, for example, like a dry lake like this, or another favorite area for me would be a shallow beach, just like that. All right. So here we are on the map. We're in a dry lake bed, and you want to make sure that there's not too much water, that on your lowest foundation, that one of your boxes might be under the water. So you want to make sure that the box will place. So always start with that high triangle foundation. I've mentioned it in every video that needs this. People keep asking me why it's not working. That's why it's not working. All right, come down 3 levels. Place this like that. And I'm actually going to do the triangle version here. So we're going to want to come up to the 3rd height. Like that. All right, and then place your low foundation like this. And we'll go like that. So we are going to need some honeycomb in the front because that's going to hold our wall. And this foundation is going to go in a moment. So let's place some other foundations right here. And let's start walling off on the side. And now destroy this middle piece. Do your high step foundation. Now that looked really easy, didn't it? If it's ever red, okay, if it ever is red, then you're going to want to just move to the right or to the left until it places. Right now this is snapping up high because it loves the fact that it's got a buddy right here. All right, so just like that. Okay, come around to the front and you're going to place down your roof. Now you can close up the front. Make sure you turn your wall around. If this is twig, then you're going to need to upgrade something below it before you can place this roof piece. I'm in wood, so no problem. And then you're going to want to upgrade everything. So upgrading things manually, I would encourage you to upgrade in a very careful order. All right, now we can upgrade this through the wall. Upgrade this guy here. Upgrade your ceiling. Upgrade your floor. You might want that to be in a lower tier. And are we good? Oh, we can upgrade this guy as well. Oops, don't flip it around. And we'll upgrade this. All right, so there we go. That's how you make it. And your supporting foundations right here, like this guy is holding this wall, this is holding this wall, but it's not a flaw, guys. Even coming in from this angle, you can just do exactly the same thing right here. Now, if you want to continue to do that build, you might run into some problems because of this guy right here. But let me demonstrate if you want to mirror something next to it. So let's go like this. Let's bring that up to the third highest height. Okay, bring that down. And I'm going to place my sidewall. I'm going to remove this. Now, if we try to place our step foundation and it doesn't want to go up, it's probably because of the interference of this guy right here. So unfortunately, you're going to want to not upgrade everything until you feel like you have all of your step foundations in place. Okay, so if that's gone, this will place, no problem, right? So before you upgrade, you're going to want to make sure you have all of the step foundations that are on one side before you get to a honeycombed sort of like corner. You're going to want to make sure all your step foundations are in place before you place your roof pieces like this, okay? And just remember that this step foundation will not place if you already have a ceiling on top of it, but you can place that afterwards. All right, so now I'm going to close up my front, just like that. Just pretend that that is honeycomb, and this is honeycomb, and that's pretty much it. So upgrade everything. I did mention to armor everything, but if you can only afford sheet metal, the one thing that you do need to upgrade would be the step foundation. You can actually see it poking through the front. Okay, so you're going to want to upgrade that because that's going to take splash damage if you don't. Also, if you are in the stone tier, let's just go back to twig here. If you're in stone tier for everything, you can see the steps poking through. So you're going to want to upgrade that to armored as well. Don't know if you can afford that. I play on modded servers, so when I can, I build an armored, at least for the most important parts of the base. Obviously, you know, floors can just be left as sheet metal. Okay, so that's how you make it. And I've already demonstrated how effective it is. I hope you have fun. And I'm gonna go try to use this build or this concept right now to go make a small solo base, which a few people have requested. I'm not actually a solo player, so I like to build small / medium-sized bases. I play on a 10x server, so the gathering rates allow me to build, you know, like a medium-sized base for a solo player. But if you're playing on a vanilla server or, you know, a lower rate modded server, you're probably gonna want, like, you know, to figure out how to incorporate this into a small design that doesn't cost you too much. The other thing you're going to want to consider is what are you going to do for your second layer, right? How are you going to make that unappealing for them to decide to go through here? The whole idea is you want it to be a surprise, right? You want them to invest. What's it called? Logical fallacy, which is once you start investing energy into something, people feel like, well, they better commit, right? So once they've destroyed this guy, they're probably not going to go up here, unless they're smart. They're going to do that. But if they've already destroyed this, they're going to go, oh, okay, I'll do another. Right? And now that they're really invested, they're going to go, this is so frustrating. I'm just going to finish it. Perhaps at this point they've run out of rockets. They realize, oh my goodness, I need another 15 or 16 rockets right there. They're probably going to head home to get some more. Meanwhile, you can, do your thing. So I hope you enjoyed the design. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, be nice, and have a good day. Thanks.